Hi everyone, Chris Natzke here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. Well, I hope all of you had a great Memorial Day weekend. And if you were like me, you spent a little bit of time just kind of reflecting on what Memorial Day means and the amazing men and women who have stood before us and courageously sacrificed for our country. And as I was reflecting on that, and I was also thinking about what I wanted to share this week with my message, a past message that I've shared back in January of 2018 felt really apropos to reshare again. And what happened back in January of 18 is I was asked to do a board breaking experience here in the Denver area for my good friend Matt Garino's group, Unlocking Equity. And he was bringing people in from all over the country. And the one person that he brought in is someone who I came to know as an American treasure. His name is Reverend Harold Middlebrook. Now you might hear that name and say, who the heck is that? And that's kind of what I did as well. But then I got to know him and know his history and hear his story. Reverend Middlebrook was one of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's best friends. In fact, he had lived at King's parents' house when he was going to college. But it went beyond just a personal relationship. He was Reverend Middlebrook was one of the organizers on the March on Washington in 1963, where King delivered his I Have a Dream speech. In 1965, when the Voting Rights Act was passed by Congress, it was Middlebrook who was down in Selma, Alabama, organizing voting activities down there. And then in 1968, he was with Dr. King when he was assassinated in Memphis. And in January of 2018, he broke his first board at age 75 with me. But that board break almost never happened. We were with Reverend Middlebrook the night before, and he was, telling us these stories about the civil rights movement of the 60s, and we were all just wrapped in attention with every word he was saying. And when the evening ended, and I told him I would look forward to seeing him the next morning, I said, "So you're going to break a board with us, sir?" And he said, "Nah, I'm going to leave that to younger guys." Well, the day of the event came, and we started getting going with the board breaking experience, and pretty soon I noticed he's up on his feet, working on his stance with everyone. And then he's working on his spirit yell, his key up, in order to do the board breaking. Next thing I see him in line, and he's hitting the pads with his heel palm, getting ready. And then finally it comes for the board break. And he stands up in front of the room when it's his turn, and his breakthrough is boldly written on his board. And after he confidently announces his name, he says his breakthrough. And he says, "I'm going to finally listen to my wife and start training younger people to carry my message forward in the world." Well, after he said that, you could hear a pin drop. Next thing you know, the board holder is steadily holding the board, and Reverend Middlebrook is measuring once, measuring twice, and all of a sudden with a visceral yell, boom, crack, he breaks the board, and the place goes nuts. So it's just a great experience to see him have yet another breakthrough experience in his life at age 75. What was so powerful, though, about him wasn't just seeing him breaking a board at an advanced age. It was how he carried himself and how he saw the work that he did in the world. The night before, when we were asking him questions about what it was like to grow up and be, such an important part of that movement, he said, "I never saw myself as anything but a foot soldier, just doing what I could do in order to move the cause ahead." Tremendous humility, but it's that humility that shows immense power. And it made me think of one of my favorite quotes from William Arthur Ward, who says, "We must be silent before we can listen. We must listen before we can learn. We must learn before we can prepare. We must prepare before we can serve. And we must serve before we can lead." We must serve before we can lead. So I just wanted to recognize Reverend Middlebrook once again and all the other men and women just like him who made such an immense sacrifice, and challenge all of us to say, what can we do out there to be the foot soldiers we need to be for the causes that we believe in? Regardless of whether it's in our families, in our professions, in whatever it is, where can we step forward and continue to take that energy forward in that patriotic way so we can really truly honor those people that we do on Memorial Day and beyond. So anyway, folks, that's what I want to share with you today. Hope you enjoyed this message. If you have any comments, questions, please put them in the link below. And also, if you want to share this, I'd certainly appreciate it as well. So as always, I so appreciate you coming and listening to this message. Go out and be a foot soldier. And this has been Chris Natzke with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching. And we'll see you next time on the Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week.